Hey, that went well. Look at that. It totally worked. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, and perhaps even good evening. Thank you for dropping by for another exciting episode of Jay Does Stuff and Things and Stuff. I don't know. I totally did it and I made it. Isn't that exciting? Art is here. The Zero Kelvin himself is here. The Dragonator is here. How exciting is that? 3D Shenanigans bot is here. I thought I'd swap him out. It's no longer Jay Plays, but you know, one of those things. Good. We have a special. All the crunchy vegetable rolls. How exciting is that? Leo is here. Good luck with your dragon tattoo. That sounds like an exciting project. I think I'm going to do some iClone character creator stuff today. I feel like I'm in the mood for that. Nancy is here, of course. And I believe Rosie's Gym is also here. Fantastic. And that is everyone I can see in the chat. Thank you for dropping by. If I know, Digital Mess is also here. There we go. Digital Mess. I like it. It's a good name, actually. Very, very good name. Let me just see. Oh, thank you. That is nice. I've installed some nice new lights here in the background. So we got the funky lights back, which is nice. I finally found a system that makes that possible. And I believe we also have. Didn't I also make that possible? Yes. Bit of the old background music. I hope it's not too loud. If it is, then of course, please do let me know. I think that should be all good. OBS is happy. Yes. You're happy. I hope. Let's hope. And am I happy? I don't know. Am I happy? Almost. Is this good? Yes. Look at that. It's all going well. Here's the bot. Bot's all good here. Good stuff. One monitor setup, yes. One other thing I need to do before we get going. Switch off this thing that I go over to my Mac. Do we see my whole screen? No, we don't, do we? That's not my whole screen. Interesting. Why is that then? That might be one of them OBS set things. Yes, there must be. No, nobody panic. We can we can do this. We just go to others in here and we go to that. Yes, much better. Now you see my whole screen. Whole screen always beats, half the screen, doesn't it? I'm thinking. Music and water sounds great. I like it. That is good to know. Thank you so much, Art. This here, we're going to go and make inactive. Yes. So when I get into the heat of the moment, I don't accidentally go and do bad things. Traditionally we're gonna make a new folder called Stuff 3, and everything I don't want on my desktop goes into here, like new folder, LOD test. That's kind of good. We can probably put that was on Stuff 3. Medical staff. That is something that we're gonna work on today. Diamond compilation, we're going to put that here, put that in here as well, and that goes here. Then we have stuff 2, stuff 3, and just regular stuff. And so at one point, I'm going to go and sort all this out. Today is not the day for that. Yeah, that's exactly right, Nate. That is precisely why that is. And as it happens with OBS, you open it up and of course something doesn't work. It has worked last time, but it doesn't work today. So you have to set things up again. And that's what I had to do. So yeah, my Elgato capture card wasn't recognized anymore, even though yesterday that was totally fine. Today it's a different day. So there we go. So what I will need to do today, and I hope you can all help me out doing that, is I need some medical people. And I believe I have somebody in Daz Studio that can help me out. So here's this project overview. We're going to go and load some Daz content in Daz Studio. Then we're going to go send that over to Character Creator. And then we're going to go and hopefully make that somehow work in iClone. And then we're going to go send that over to Unreal Engine. And I need that for a hospital scene. And I need a doctor with a white coat. And I also need a nurse wearing scrubs. I've been able to make the nurse sort of work. I've even managed to make the male person wear the scrubs of the female. So it's sort of Character Creator makes that work, which is really cool. But I have not checked out how this works with the doctor's coat. So I think I'm going to do the nurse again, just because I like some practice there. And then we'll tackle the doctor. The doctor might need some fitting with Marvelous Designer. But again, I haven't tested that one either yet. So it'll be exciting. It'll be exciting. How's everybody's Saturday going? It's President's Day weekend, by the way. Hope you're prepared for that. Don't leave the house. How's Mr. Nate? How's Mr. Brian? Leo, tell me tell me all about that exciting Dragon Girl project. I want to know all about it. What could possibly go wrong, right? I mean, seriously, clearly nothing. Character creator is still loading. Oh, there we go. Thanks for showing up. I'm getting really comfortable with these programs. The interface is no longer incredibly scary, so this is all, it's all working really well. I've tried to convert a Victoria 4 outfit. It worked. It didn't look great, but it worked. So, that is all very exciting. So let's see, the wardrobe items that I was considering is this one here, the Doctor's coat for Genesis 2 female, 2 male. I picked up these two by H&C, like IH Kang, I believe. There's this one here, Doctor's coat for Genesis 2 male, and there's also Doctor's outfit for Genesis 3 female. So I'm thinking I'd like to try the male Doctor, but I know for a fact that if we go, and I believe Genesis 2 was one of those things that isn't the CC3 plus character. Is that right, Brian? I think that is the case. Wife is gone, I have beer and dogs. Yes, fantastic. That is very cool. Oh, very, very cool. Sometimes these things come out weird, don't they? I said something the other day. What did I say? I said something that sounded so crazy. Once I hit return, I was thinking, "Oh, that did that come out well to my boss?" There's one with a closed coat and one with an open coat. Let me go and try the closed coat. I like that you can see his tie and all that. The buttons are, what are they? They're just material zones. It looks like they're not. We will put this here so we have a larger scene tab here. Nemanja, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate that. Wonderful. Thank you. Welcome to the stream if you're watching. If not, enjoy the channel. Wonderful to have you. Okay, so they're just materials. That's cool. Just in case they cause us havoc. That's one. So they're not rigid follow nodes. That's basically what I'm checking here. And then the other one is the Dr. Set B. Yes, I think so too, Brian. And it makes perfect sense because Genesis 3 started using quaternion rigging versus Euler rigging. I think Genesis, even Victoria 4 and Genesis 1 and Genesis 2 use Euler rigging. And I think, or may have been the other way around, I think that's what it is. Tri-X rigging, that's it, Tri-X rigging. And the newer ones, they don't anymore. Dr. Set B, hello, are we loading here? No, I guess we're not. There we go. That's with the coat open. There's no tie on here. Maybe we're going to go load that in like so. Perfect. So I have a feeling by the time this guy goes and puts his, and excuse the, yeah, it looks like there's a bit of transparency on the code, which is why that looks so bizarre. Is that going to go away with this? No, it's just, it's awful no matter what. It's cool. Okay, we're fine. So I have a feeling that the moment we bend down this guy's arms, yes, look at that. There's a morph that kicks in both the shirt and the coat. So if we send him over like this to character creator, that isn't happening, and the arms are going to look dug into the coat, which is why I'm thinking we may just need to be inventive there. Let's go send it over like this, and we'll see how how that goes, and then we'll work on problems as they arise. So I found that Brian and I went through export settings so that these things come into Character Creator, and it looks like what we've worked out and what is... Are you doing this again? With the folder creation thing? Yes, you are. Yeah, it's just... Why? Every time I stream, it does this. Maybe it has to do with streaming. That would be quite exciting. So Brian and I have worked out settings that for a fact worked, and I have it on tape that they worked. And the very same settings no longer work in the latest version of Character Creator. And I find that very, very, very exciting stuff. I just don't know why that happens, you know. Why does that happen? So you can go, right, even though we could keep you for later, to, let's call this one Hospital. And this one is the Dr. G2M. And I'll say base, just so that we know we haven't done anything nasty. And I think these are, in fact, those settings. I do have a screenshot just in case this doesn't work. Everything's ticked here. It's good. That doesn't really matter, I don't think. Yes, so there we go. I mean, it could be, but at the same time, the export dialog is still the same. So we're still using an older, in fact, 12-year-old version of FBX. But it's one of those things. Popeye is back and Mr. Chris is back. How you doing, buddy? Good to see the both of you. Chris, I'm using, in your honor, of course, I'm using your mug, which is, you know, one of my favorite mugs. So yeah, the Chris Cox Shark Rocket mug, available from his Ko-fi store. I think, no, Redbubble store. I think. Okay, that's this guy exported, and then here, I think we use Transformer and the regular CC3, I think. Let's see if that works. Doctor. Could have put that into an FBX folder, but I totally didn't do that. The biscuits! Thank you so much! Wow, $4.99. That is amazing. Thank you so much and welcome to the stream. I love it when that happens. How have you been? Biscuits, thank you so much. Failed to load character. Dun, 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 dun. Tomatoes. That's a shame. I know how to fix that. I think it has to do with the shoes. The shoes, I think we're just going to go and give him other shoes. Yeah, so the easy way that I've recently shown on the Daz Plus stream, I think a couple of weeks ago, if you make clothing and you want the underlying geometry to go away, I've showed you how to do that. And this vendor has indeed done that. And the feet not being there trips up Character Creator. So the easiest way to do that is to just remove the shoes and then the feet come back. Because I think we can find different shoes for our doctor. I think we're gonna encounter a couple more issues here, but let's try this then. Overwrite, everything remains the same, and boom. We love the biscuits. So true. Oh, thank you, bot, for recognizing that 3 minutes ago we had a super chat. That was fast, wasn't it? Thanks, bot's totally on the ball. Giant hugs to you too. Hey, I was thinking of you the other day. There was, first of all, thank you so much for the Valentine's goodies you've given away to all your Patreon supporters. I really appreciate that. Always good to have a texture set. That's always nice. But I also thought about you because I was playing an extremely cute game by a Dutch developer, Kayla van der Dijl, I believe, and she made a game called Mail Time in Unreal Engine 4, and that is just so cute. It's a hand-drawn art style. I think she won an award for that, and it is just such a cute game. All you do is walk around this sort of hand-modeled in Blender and hand-drawn textures in don't know, Blender, Photoshop, don't know, and it's extremely cute, and it's just hilarious characters, and I thought that's just cool. And I don't know why I thought of that. I was thinking, oh, who made this game? Dutch developer. Oh, Biscuits lives in the Netherlands. So there we go. That's how my brain works sometimes. All right, let's do this. Dr. Base. Doctor, what's it? Cloth. Yeah, great. Let's leave that maybe on 4K. I have a feeling it's not going to matter all that much because we're probably going to have to do other things here. Cloth. Body textures we don't really want to know about. Boom. It is an awesome game. In Mail Time it's called. Biscuits, today I'm doing something rather interesting. So I need to, for a project I'm working on, there's a hospital scene and there's a guy who lies in bed and he's dying over several scenes, and in the background we just need some background action. It's a little bit blurred out, so there's a little bit of depth of field on there, but we thought we're going to try to use Relution characters for that, or characters like this. Now here's the problem, and I'm going to try to make that work, and I needed a doctor's outfit and kind of a nurse's scrubs outfit. So here, this happens because the coat doesn't move down as it does here. So if I have this guy's shoulder, there's an adjustment morph that's going on here. I wonder if I can either kick that off while sending over this. Oh, I see. Those are morphs, are they? Oh, button open on the shirt. Oh, I see. Oh, that's nice. 2 buttons open. The doctor doesn't maybe wear a tie. That's a possibility. Let's not have him wear a tie. I like that. But also, is it that? No, that'll be on the coat here, right? Coat, shoulder. But yes. Look at that. That's what's going on. So I might just go and dial that up deliberately and then send it over. Bald, sexy doctor even, yes. Bald and bald. I mean, back in the day, the Genesis figures, they didn't look bad, did they? I mean, he's bald and bald. I like it. So what were to happen then? And then, of course, the final piece of the puzzle is we can use that's that shoulder bend, shoulder back, that's shoulder front, that's not it. What's a shoulder bend 66? Sort of looks like that. I think that is happening, but still, I think even with that, this is still going to look pretty not so good, right? I'm thinking. This is partly the problem with the T-pose. I mean, I could try. I don't know how a character creator feels about that, but what would happen if we were to just dial this down by 45%? No, not that. 45, like minus 45. I think that is pretty much what the A-pose looks like. 45 and 45. I don't know if it's going to recognize that as a handsome looking pose, but why don't we try it out? A pose. If that doesn't work, then I can always go and make this fit Genesis 9 and use Marvelous Designer to drape this, and that means I have less adjustment stuff to do. That is the plan. And of course I could have, I didn't find a doctor's outfit for Genesis 8 or 9, otherwise I would have used that. Doctor in the A-pose, come on. Can you handle it, character creator? Come on. we don't know. Is my whole screen on here? Yes, good stuff. I was just wondering. It's just my window was a little bit unscrolled. Oh, there we go. Advanced, yes. Let's just leave everything as it is and see what happens. Bedtime for you, no worries. Thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you for the donation. I really appreciate that. Wonderful. Have a good one. And a good hair day too. See if we can get this working. So I figured out the other part of the workflow, iClone, more or less. I mean, I'm still learning animation in iClone, but from there going to Unreal Engine and then taking those animations, that works really well. So let's see if we can tackle this part of the puzzle. So this looks super terrible. And I think it's also pretty broken. So I think even with adjustment tools, this does not look good. Let's see what happens if we go and turn this into a Genesis 9 outfit and not use Genesis 2 to do this. This has a couple of advantages. Let's see, we're going to use regular Genesis dev load. Popeye! Ooh, thank you so much! Let's celebrate their first super chat on the live stream, YouTube says. Hey, that is very nice. I really appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Woohoo, let's celebrate. Popeye, so nice of you. Thank you. $5. I love it. I love it. In about 5 minutes, the bot's gonna remind us of that. I don't know why that takes the bot so long. I don't know. I really don't know. The other advantage we have here is that we can, Dr. said B, boom. That we can go and maybe make some adjustments. It could be to male, and I would think this is that bodysuit loose? It's not even a bodysuit, is it? It's more like a, I'm gonna leave that on none. See how that goes. Shirt I can see is something like a Genesis 2 male. That is sort of a, there we go. Thank you, bot. That's exciting stuff. Bot's totally on the ball. That's going to be a tight template here, I'm thinking. Then we have the shoes. I think the shoes, they have their own template, like footwear template. And then we have the belt. My goodness. All kinds of stuff. Belt might also be a loose template. And then we have the pants. Pants, good pants, that. Genesis 2 male, and that's going to be, that might be tight as well. Or maybe that's loose. Let's say loose. There we go, nice. So I think because this is now an auto fit, the feet here, they're not hidden. So I think the shoes are probably going to come in now, even though they're probably so wonked up. I think we're gonna just not use them. So the coat looks a little bit better because of the A pose that we have on here. But I have a feeling if we just drape that in Marvelous Designer, it might be even better. And there's also this thing, and again, I have never tried this before, but I'm thinking under people masculine, is that not the base masculine? There we go. I think I'm going to turn the man thing on. Let's see how that works. I mean, it's just something, you know, we could try. So Dr. G9M base. See how that goes. Right, that is true, Nate. Yes, that is what the bot delay means. Because I mean, is he delayed like generally? If I say just, you know, hello, I think that kicks something off. How does that take? Could be YouTube. That YouTube sends out the messages like the callbacks delayed. Because that works a little bit faster, even though you're not supposed to say that bot. You're supposed to say, you know, my name. But it's okay if you can't remember. That's all fine. I'm okay with that. So this is now CC3 plus. If it does even work. If, it's a big if. The bot needs a RAM upgrade. if that is all he needs. Yeah, come on. Say hello to art. But it might be that you have to say it on a new line. That's possible. That is fast RAM. Eyebrows, they're technically hair, aren't they? And that is brows. And all of that is cloth stuff. So let's see. Oh, you know, maybe you're not allowed to use that command. Is that possible? Could be a permission issue. Oh, there we go. No, that's not it. Ha! Nate, you try it. Or Brian, one of your moderators. See if you can say hello to the bot. Oh, it's only mods. Yeah, that could be. There we go. And now we know Nate's user ID. How exciting. Is that true? As in commands, and we say there's an bot and hello. That should be kind of the same. Group general. Enable true. I don't know. It's all Chinese to me. That is yours. Excellent. What happened with the music? Do we still hear it? Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. But there's still too many issues here, aren't there? Yeah, that is a bit of a shame. And the PEX is the least of our worries, but the code is just, I think the code's just too wide, really. Let me see what happens if I redrape it in Marvelous Designer. Let me try that. So just on here, let me go and see code B. If I just go and export that out as OBJ. And this is going to be an OBJ type folder. Code G9M fit, I'll call it. And it doesn't matter what we use. Let's use meters, that's okay. Right, surfaces like that, perfect. And then we're going to go and export Genesis 9 as well. G9M D1, I suppose. Let's do that, meters. Okay, let's see if Marvelous Designer can get us a bit of a better drape on there. And if the buttons look funny, it's going to be for a background character, so we're not going to worry about that. So they might stretch out now. There was supposed to be. But if you can't hear it, that might be a good sign. Sometimes I tend to make music too loud, and then of course, I don't know that until the stream is over, and then I get the snotty comments of, could have done without the music, mate. Okay, sorry. Sorry for providing free information. Not to your liking. But it's one of those things. We try, do we not? We try. So let's go Genesis 9 first. Arrangement points, you can certainly do that. Let's use meters. J, the audio file, yes. It's true. It does happen very rarely, I must admit. So it doesn't happen, you know, too many times. I do enjoy that. Code arrangement points. Nah. Also, actually, this is supposed to be garment. No, not trim. It's garment. Garment meters. Yes. Yes. Trace 2D patterns. Nah, that's not going to work anyway. So we're all right. Aha. So here's the code. I've just realized, of course, we have other clothing underneath it. So if I go and simulate this now, it'll fit the figure, but he's not going to be wearing anything else. So that is... Hadn't thought of that. But let's do it anyway, just as a test. Yes. Are we simulating or are we falling into 1,000 pieces? That is also very possible. I did not check the heft of the geometry. It's not falling into 1,000 pieces, so that is good. That pocket was not attached. Okay, that isn't gonna work then. I wonder then maybe it's more of a ZBrush situation here. What do you think? Possibly more of a ZBrush situation. And also then the good thing is, thanks Marvelous Designer, that did not work out. And now he looks like a hobo. The hobo doctor. Not what we wanted. What a shame. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are... No, let's not even do that. That's fine. Thanks, Marvelous Designer. We're going to use good old-fashioned ZBrush with deformations, not at current resolution. This could go either way. That pocket looks a little bit suspect. Yes, totally. Let's see if I remember. So the good thing with ZBrush is that I can go and I have all the other clothes that sort of worked out, didn't they? I mean, if it's just for the coat here, I don't even know which one the coat actually is. So that's the belt. That's the pants. Might as well rename it here. Pants. This is belt. And this is coat. Coat. There we go. Coat. There we go. The other clothes have actually worked pretty well. So I think I'm going to leave them as they are. Oop, one click too many. There we go. Yeah, so that's cool. It's just the code that is unawesome. I suppose we could benefit from it's not here, is it? It is in the two-sided thing. Where's that? Double. It's called double and it's under... Don't tell me. Display properties. That's a double. Perfect. Now we can see the back faces of that. So if I go turn ghost off, now we can see, well, not all of them. I thought double would have... Would do that on. Yeah, on. Exactly. Double on. There we go. That might be easier. Double on, we like. Okay, so then I go and start smoothing out that suit and just bring it in a bit more. Let's see if that works. A little bit less like that. And should that be... That was Alt here, wasn't it? In ZBrush. Actually, this is probably better with the topological move brush. Did I say topological because I meant the regular move brush, so that we get the suspicious pockets with that as well. And I'm not sure if the code is 100% symmetric, so I'm going to go do this on on both sides individually. And I suppose maybe the back's actually okay. It's just those sort of baggy things. They're not gonna do anyone a favor, do they? Bagginess on the back we're probably okay with, because it's a good doctor's coat. It'd be rude not to, not to use it. And I'm just trying to get rid of some of the bagginess here under the arms and all. Try to bring it as close to his body as we can, and then we can make similar fine-tune adjustments in the character creator actually with these excellent morph tools that they have right inside the app. What I should have done really is switches onto a layer, but of course, I did not do that. Standard brush, was that BST perhaps? BST, perfect, yeah, I like it. So now it's time for the smooth brush with less intensity, and then I'll go and try to, well, first of all, I think I'm going to go and bring some of these things out again here. And then these things will go and try to smooth without catastrophizing it all that much. Oops. Because, I tell you why, because that is incorrectable. That is why. So I need to correct it before I send it over. That's the reason. Otherwise, it'll be a big old digital mess. Yeah, so it'll be difficult to correct that because this is basically totally broken. So I'm going to try to make sure when this comes in, it's those catastrophes here are minimal, and then I'll use the mesh tools in here. I think I might also, just having a look at the buttons here, I think I might go and remove those in Daz Studio before I send those over. So that's just, selecting them and then hopefully we have a better experience. But yeah, that is definitely mesh tools. They are so good, aren't they? Yeah, I'm also hoping to even out some of these distortions here. That's broken, but I suppose we're going to live with that. Come on, buddy. You can do it. There we go. Oops. Dude. Underarms, can we get that out here a little bit? A small poke through. I think the smoothing modifier in Daz Studio could take care of that. So that's better, right? Let's see how that goes. If I go and bring that back into Daz Studio, and we're going to call this in... Did that not arrive? Oh, it's opening a second instance of Daz Studio. That is bad. That is totally not what I want. And that happens sometimes when you have multiple bits and pieces installed. And I think what we do is we go to Preferences, go Z, Preferences, go Z, and we specify the path to Daz Studio. It's this one. I told you this like 4,000 times already. Thank you for not remembering. ZBrush. There we go. Perfect. And we're going to call that code G9 fit. Okay. Boom. Or we go the other way. So let's see if this works. If I go and save this in my hospital folder here. Why am I using the German keyboard here? That is where Z and Y are reversed. And there's also some other characters on there. Dr. G9M. Save it and close it. It might be like in Vegas. If you don't close it properly after saving, it forgets some things. Oh, you mean the editing application? I was thinking like in Las Vegas, like as in Nevada. Thank you for clarifying that. I'll go and bring this in again as, oh no, this one is, should have really put this as in an FBX folder here. Like that. Yes. Let's try. Wow, look at that. I'm glad that tip worked. Vegas. I think I tried it once and it was not for me. It was so not for me. And what I find weird is that they're known for this thing crashing all the time and they're just not rectifying it. They're bringing out one new version every year with more amazing features, and they're perhaps just saying now Vegas video editor with less crashing. Dang. What's the company now? It's no longer Sony, is it? It's now something else. Starting with M, wasn't it? Let's see, just with the default text. Magix, that's it. Magix. They call it Vegas for a reason. Let's gamble. Let's see if your edit's gonna work. Oh, 20% rendered, and sorry man, we're gonna crash. We're gonna crash. Oh, they have that now as well? You told me this, Nate, that you had a project and that wasn't even particularly complicated, but every time when you exported the project in the render, it just went to a certain percentage and then it crashed time and time again. And you think, what are you going to do? It's bad. It really is bad. The no crash DLC, that'd be good, yeah. It would be so good. But no. Bloody hell, like. Come on, character creator. We can do this. Hey, look, this now, I like it. Does not look all that bad. I mean, yeah, we can probably still do something with the weight maps, and we can maybe do some other mesh tools and just put this in. But now it's not fundamentally totally broken anymore. Ha ha ha! Look at that. That is awesome. That is awesome, isn't it? I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. Can you do, you know, animations and stuff? Human male, that's good. Let's do that. Perform, yes. Perform for us, buddy. Viewing in the mirror, I like it. Try that. Ah, invalid file for character, not what's not compatible, because, come on there. Try that again. Compatible and stuff. I think for a background character, this is going to work. I mean, he's just going to be in idle with the arms down, so he's going to talk to the he's going to talk to the nurse with a clipboard, you know, issuing commands and whatnot. Maybe we'll give him a stethoscope as well. I think in principle this is going to work. Oh. Watchdog violation. That sounds good. Watchdog, isn't that a Linux thing? I didn't know we had that in Windows. Hey, this is good. I think, you know, let me just go quickly to the bathroom, and then I'm going to play an ad here. Maybe that'll help us having a more ad-free viewing experience. I'll be right back, and then we're going to go start fixing some of these things underneath the arms, just in case we do see it. This is going to work just fine. Okay, here's the ad. I'll be back in a moment. Oh no, here's not the ad. That sort of doesn't work anymore. Okay, no ad then. All good. Fine. You know, come to think of it, this guy actually reminds me of my urologist, Dr. Casso, when he was in Miami. He was a little older, but I suppose it's maybe because he didn't have any hair. Maybe that's why it was. It's one of those things. Also, who stole my shoes? Yeah, exactly. What's going on with that? Let me go and save this project first of all, so that I have something to, you know, go back to. This is going to be in here, perhaps CC projects, just in case I lose something. The Good Doctor, let's call it that. And I don't actually recall how to properly fix this. Maybe we're going to get him into calibration pose, perhaps. That might be good. Is there something like that? Like this? Is that it? Calibration, yes, yes. And maybe an A pose. Maybe that'll help. What does Dr. Brian recommend here? What we should do? So I think we select the code. I think that is the code. Then we go to modify, and then we go to maybe this. Is that it? Is that have we got the thing selected? Let's go call this one code. What are the other bits of him? Let's just name this quickly before we get going here. This is this is his shirt. These are the eyebrows. I suppose we don't really need those. Let's go get rid of those. And then what is this? That's the pants. Sorry, doctor. And then this is the belt. Gotcha. Belt. Okay, let's go save this. Just so that we know what's what. So we're going to go select the code. That's it. And let me go and make the shirt underneath it invisible, just so I can see this a little better. Code, modify, and then I'll say, no, maybe it's this one here. No, that's not it. Maybe it's actually this one. That's it. That's it. And then I can say edit mesh, skin weights. And I could try conform as well, but I think that's not really what we want. I think it's edit mesh, isn't it? Yes, I'm so sorry. I've accidentally removed your pants. I did not mean to do that. And then we just go sculpt tools here and a bit of the old smoothing brush and boom, right? I'm thinking edit mess. Yes, edit the mess. That's a great idea. Can I do this with my pen tablet as well? Is that something we can do? Shift as well to do that. Man, look at that. Issues be gone. That is pretty cool. You gotta admit. That is pretty cool. I think that is all we need here. A little bit of, you know. Have I actually just overdone it here? I think I may have broken something more than it was necessary. The issues make it more fun. You're so right. Smooth, man. And that's it, isn't it? Is that it? We hit edit mesh again and boom. That isn't bad. So, I mean, what I should have done in Daz Studio is remove the buttons, because they didn't really work very well. But I think as a proof of concept, I think this is gonna work with or without his shirt on, right? Shirt, come back. Shirt doesn't seem to have the same issue, so we can go and totally leave it like that. I think that's the only thing I might do. I don't actually know if there are handsome looking textures on this, and if so, how big they are. Code, properties, and they are 4K textures. Okay, in which case let's retain them then. I like it. So let me just go and do this one more time then. Just the transfer, not the whole thing. I'm just gonna go and take the buttons, and I'll use the geometry editor. Button 1, and then we have button 2. Where are they then? Button 2. Are they the ones on the back here? Are they? I don't actually know where they are. But I think it's button 1 that we want to just remove. So select by surfaces button 1. Like that, right? And then we can go and say geometry editing, delete selected polygons. 1800 polygons, be gone. So then that looks a little bit less terrible. What is button 2 then, just out of curiosity? Because I don't see it. Because I think the buttons on the shirt, I think we can live with. They didn't distort that much. Editing, delete selected polygons. Do we have 180? Let's go get rid of those as well. Hey. Let's go and save this again as version 2, and then send it over again. The new studio, Weird Science X. Hello, hello. Good to see you, buddy. I always enjoy your little Twitch posts. That's really cool. I didn't quite understand what happened with Mass Effect there. What was it? You said it's beautiful, but there's some distorted video. I didn't quite understand. Please educate me. The new studio is good. I've settled in, and I'm really pleased that I'm here. Look, I've got my lights or the Mass Effect randomizer. Okay, I didn't know that existed. I've got my colorful lights up again, so I'm a happy bunny. I've got a large screen. I can see the chat. I'm no longer sitting in a fishing chair balancing my keyboard. So I'm good. I'm really good. Let me go and export this. Perhaps I should have made a folder here that's called FBXs, and this is where we're going to start with that. So this is what I say here, the doctor, like that, isn't it? Put that in here. Not embed textures. Go do this thing. Mass Effect 1500%. I have just seen that I think last year, November or something, I pre-ordered the new remastered version of Tomb Raider. They've remade the classic Tomb Raiders from the 90s, 1, 2, and 3, and they've remade them with basically smoothed out the geometry. I think they probably remade the models, but the levels are pretty much the same still as they were back then. And I'm really excited to see what that looks like. So I pre-ordered it, and it turns out it was auto-delivered on the PlayStation. So I thought maybe we can have a look at that at one point. But then I also have to do this. So I'm thinking, yeah, maybe we'll just go and play with this, see how that goes. See if we can make Dr. Casso work in Character Creator. Yes, Dr. Jorge Casso. My amazing bladder surgeon. He's now, I think, in Louisiana University Hospital. I hope he's doing well. He's been instrumental in my well-being and putting my plumbing back together. I'm so pleased about that. So this here is technically hair, and it's technically the brows, but we technically don't need them, so we don't worry. Everything else is cloth, and we'll go and pick the 4K textures here. And this we don't need because we don't need the body. I think we'll use somebody like, you know, Kevin for that. Eyebrows, schmybrows. That's what we're saying. How's OBS doing? OBS is doing great. Well, I've realized I haven't recorded the stream. One of those things. Maybe I'll do it now. Dang. What a shame. Applying cloth, yes. Yeah, we don't have to do the nurse. So the nurse I've already got in here. I can show you what she would have looked like. I think this here, Dr. V2, we've got him already. I don't think I have the scene anymore, but the outfit for that was... look, this, I've tried this here. The doctor accessories. Oh, there's a stethoscope in there. That might be cool. Stethoscope. There's a syringe. A stethoscope might be nice. Oh wow, this was originally made for, well, none of these actually, unsupported. And it was made for also none, really. Let's see if we can figure it out. Oh no, we can't. That's a shame. We may have to just go and bring that in without auto-fitting. Is it rigged then? It's rigged, isn't it? Ooh. Does it have morphs in there? It does not have morphs in there. It has rigging, so I suppose I can go and move it around. But I think as a static stethoscope, that's also going to work, isn't it? Actually, that probably needs a bit of TLC. He'll be okay without a stethoscope, but this is nice to know that I actually have one already. I didn't know that. And it's rigged too, so that helps. I might even have one from Reallusion. Fantastic. Fantastic. That was not the Scrubs outfit I was going to show you, but this is one of the lab coats I was testing, and that was not working out well. So I'm glad this works. Scrubs, there we go. The i13 Scrubs. There's a couple. These are for females and these are for males. I didn't actually try those, but that might be good to convert those as well. But I've converted these, so they look nice, even on the male figure. So that's good. I might try the male versions and send those over so that we can, just in case we need to look at that. We've got normal maps and all. Very good. And we no longer have button issues, so that's cool. That is good. Eyebrows, we remove. This is the belt. These are the pants. Pants, this I guess is the coat. Yes. And then this is the shirt. Ha! Oops, shirt. I'm Dr. Kill Patient. Which is why I have that creepy syringe with me. All right. Well, let's do this again then. In fact, let's go and save this again. The good Dr. 4K, I'll call it. We don't need no eyebrows. And now I need to select the code and I'll say edit mesh, right? This is great. It's really growing on me, this whole interface. And only 6 months ago, this looked like I would never learn it. And I'm already sort of flying around in this. I like it. I like it. Okay. Let's do this thing. Repairing code in progress. tomorrow at 2, I'm gonna attend the second presentation by Dartenbeck. I was at the Digital Art Live seminar last Sunday, and that was quite nice. Dartenbeck was showing us how to animate things in Daz Studio, but not in the traditional sense. So not like animate the whole scene and render the whole scene out. He goes and renders small pieces by themselves with transparent background, and then he goes and composites them in DaVinci Resolve. And that was really interesting to see. You get so much more bang for your buck if you work that way. And I thought that was interesting because I started using this is a bit strong, isn't it? Intensity. I started using, how did this working? This was Alt. No, this was the smoothing brush. Oh, come on. Smoothing, and then control was go in. I get you. So that was that. Got you. I've started using layers in Unreal Engine as well, and that is kind of cool. Are we happy here? What do you think? 2 p.m. Yes, that's it, exactly. 2 p.m. I think that's when it starts, Eastern Standard Time. I think we're happy. Stop editing mesh. Give us your best idle pose. You maybe move pose. You maybe walk around a little bit. Oh, that still distorts. That still distorts a little bit. This is a weight map issue, isn't it, Brian? I'm thinking. Yeah, we can't have the doctor walk around with a gun. Oh, really? Yeah, those types of things. Oh, you think for the code? Let's try that. That would certainly get rid of these problems here. Yeah, you're right. I like it. Yeah, these things. Do you think that's a... Let me try if we can do this with the weight map thing. Edit skin weights. That is it, isn't it? Is it? Opens Pandora's box. And then the thing we want to use, was it right click on this? Yes, right click, wasn't it? Mirror X and try our best. Smoothing brush. Does that do anything? Or are we ruining it? We're ruining it, aren't we? We're totally ruining it. I think I might not bother because I think when he's standing there idle, I think it'll work. I think I might just, keep on doing this. I think I might just go and use it as is. You can make his butt really heavy and the rest really light. Because I think this isn't the pose that we're going to see him in. I think we're just going to see him with the arms down. I'm thinking. I should really have a lot more of the things in here. I might just not have installed that. There's like, you know, office meeting and stuff like that. Social actions, that could be in there. Didn't I have something like office meetings and whatnot? Like maybe it wasn't here. That's possible. But that's just, actually there's no animations in here. Dang. What would help if we go to animation, right? First of all. Dinner party. Gathering. These guys, they're all sitting down. And maybe it wasn't this. Maybe it's social hangout nightlife. And that's not what the doctor would do. Maybe I'll just use an idle motion for now. Bartender cleaning now. This isn't what we want. Dance to music. That's not what the doctor would do. Maybe just regular. Just idle, in fact, in here. He's holding a drink. Maybe that's not what we need. The doctor could maybe do something else. Don't hold a drink. Stand, look around. That's good. Yeah, that'll do. And then we'll just, you know, he speaks with the nurse like that. I think this is a good motion. Get on with it, nurse. I have patients to see. I like that. That'll work. Perfect. So now though, let's save it. Now we want to replace the character here. Do I now need to go and save out this whole outfit, or can I overload the character that's in there? What do you think? How does that work? If I say I want to use Kevin as the doctor, can I just load him in? Ah, replace character. Oh, keep outfit. Oh, okay. That's nice. Intuitive. See if it works. Do you keep the pose? Will the coat fit? Man, this is all. Will Kevin come in with hair? No. But it certainly does fit him. So that's good. Kevin looks unimpressed. It works. I like it. Kevin is also impatient. Also needs shoes, clearly. Let's give him shoes. Are there shoes anywhere? Shoes. Kevin wears high heels. Kevin wears hospital sports sneakers. There we go. It wasn't a car. No, it was the aircon. I was just thinking, this is the aircon. My PC fans are kind of on, but they're only on a little bit, so you would have heard them. They haven't gone off really. It's probably the aircon. That is a good ears. Interesting that you can hear that. Look at that. Now Kevin's got sneakers. That's good. Maybe Kevin also needs hair because, you know, and maybe maybe this. It's the only hair I have. I thought I had a hair builder pack, but maybe that's going to be a little overkill to do that. That's the doctor. Perfect. I think maybe, I'm not entirely sure about the beard. Let's take that off. Also the neck beard, the neck stubble there. I like it. That's Kevin. The Ascania. The hair has to go, but the beard stays. Male bushy. Is that? Oh, those are the eyebrows. Yeah, good point. We needed them, don't we? Okay, good. This is all awesome. Let's go and see if we can put Dr. Kevin into our Unreal Engine project, and then sort of fake a conversation between him and the nurse. Does he need something in his hand though? Like a phone. I might do that in Unreal Engine. But yeah, he probably needs something in his hand so that this motion makes sense. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. And we'll call it Dr. Kevin. Kevin looks like Ryan Gosling. Maybe it's based on him. Who knows? That is possible. Let's make a new project. And I can actually use the same hospital set that we're using for this production. And then maybe we can go and rearrange that and put them in the correct positions there already. Because we do have half an hour, 45 minutes. We can make it happen, kids. How's it going, Ascania? Nicolas Cage, you reckon? No, I think I'm with Leo. I think Ryan Gosling. I think. Third person doesn't have to be third person, but let's use blank maybe. Let's use blank, and we'll call this one Dr. Kevin. And I'll add my two favorite plugins in there. Well, my one favorite plugin really. Ultradynamic Sky is coming with us, and the hospital set. And then also, I think the two Reallusion plugins that I need to just quickly find here. Oh, he can't actually be sent over from here, can he? No, he needs to go from here into... no, that's not it. That's not what I meant. He needs to go from here to iClone first, and then from iClone into Unreal Engine, doesn't he? And then iClone lets us have the links for the plugins and all. I think that's how that worked. New basic level. Oops. I think that's how that worked. Not actually plugins, sorry, I meant project settings. And then maps and molds, we want that to be the start level. And then auto exposure, we want to not use that. And then maybe here, I'm going to go and get rid of all of these things and just create a spotlight. Put that in lighting just for now, and we'll make that a bit stronger. And move that up a little, maybe 100. And then we'll cast shadows. We can think about if we want that or not. Soft radius and soft. Soft source, perfect. That should be good. Okay, then let's in fact close this down. Send him over to iClone with animation, with everything. See how it goes. And then we'll send the nurse, and then we'll see if the two of them have a conversation with one another. And then we'll see if we can regress the hospital set a little bit and have them in situ. Let's see. So many applications, so many mouse clicks. In AI, this would have already been uploaded to YouTube by now, you know? Nave, what's the latest game that you've played? Anything exciting? Anything new that we don't know yet? Dev warning, that's a good plugin. iClone live link, yes, we're getting there, we're getting there. Same here, I haven't had any new release games. Tomb Raider is the only one that I was thinking that might be cool. To have a look at. I still play the Lonely Mountain Downhill game. That is quite nice. I've seen that No Man's Sky had an update. But it looks like the animation didn't come across here. Which one did we use then? Which one was it? Stand, look around. Okay. Yeah, that didn't come over. Stand, look around. Stand, look around without the drink. Stand, look around. Oh, wait, this is gonna work out too. Sniper, okay. Back for blood. I always thought it might. I always thought it might. Yeah, that looks terrible here. Let's go and use the other one then. Stand, look around. I like it. Yeah, sometimes that's all we need, isn't it? Simple fun. Oh, I know what I did. I've accidentally applied these two motions here. I totally didn't mean to do that. Just the one. Man. That and then this, is that it? Yes, perfect. Great. So that's our motion. That's Kevin. Dude. There. Now the two plugins here, I've just closed it, didn't I? The Unreal Live link, there we go. Find the plugin folder, that's the one. So we'll go and copy this out. Put that in, I think here and here, and then I think it was here, and it was Dr. Kevin. Yes, that's where this goes, I think. Is it closed? Yes, good stuff. And then here, oh, that was it here. Auto setup, we need that one as well. those things, they go into here as well. Yes. Yes, that should do that. And then I think, just while we're here, let's go and put the hospital room. This is it. Let's put that into Dr. Kevin. And then the other one was Ultra Dynamic Sky. That also goes into Dr. Kevin. Perfect. That should be everything. That should be everything. I think we can go and open our project again. Dr. Kevin. So many steps to this process. Great update. Yes. Awesome. We love it. So that is enabled and active. Let's go and use this now to send the scene over. Not this, not this, not that, but everything character. Scene and include motion. And use the whole range, man. I like it. Fingers crossed. And boom. This is good when this comes up. When this doesn't happen, that's a problem. And I've also had that happen. That really is a problem. I think, I'm not entirely sure, but I think tonight at 8 p.m. Mr. Chris is on for the Saturday Night Social. Let me just check. I think he is over on the Twitch. I think that was the plan, wasn't it, Chris? If you're still here, I think that was the plan. Thank you, Art, for posting my stream on Chris's Discord. I like that. That's very nice. Very nice. Yes, tonight at 8 p.m. the Saturday Night Social. This is also good. This is even better, actually, when this happens. It's always good to look at that, isn't it? I think we can use iClone for something else already, or at least character creator, where I can load up my nurse, and let's see if we can give her an animation. So this, we don't want to save that. I think I have saved my nurse into projects here. No, not pack, no, custom. That's it. Was it project? I did not do that. What a shame. Did I at least put the outfit in here? Maybe Camila can be the nurse. Let's go and do that. Let's go and load Camila in. Well, I think it's Camila, isn't it? Characters, I like it. Characters, CC for Camila, perfect. Okay, that's Camila. I think I've saved the outfit though. So she can wear that. She can wear the scrubs. Come on, Camila, you can do it. Camila, good, I like it. Nurse Camila. And then that's in custom, isn't it? Custom is where I put my own stuff. Template is where other people put stuff I bought, I think. I think that's how it works. And we have shirts. Shirt, there we go. Scrubs shirt. That is almost good. And we have the scrubs pants as well. Pants, scrubs pants, there we go. Not bad. And I think she's not wearing her underwear anymore, is she? No, perfect, good stuff. And then we also need some shoes for her. Shoes. And that's not an actor, that is in here. Shoes. High heels on a nurse? I can't see it myself. Maybe these sports sneakers are going to work out well. This is a Wendy's, no undies allowed. Converting data, yes, come on. Let's do this. The large shoes, they need a long time to to load. There we go. Nice, that works. That works. Normals have come in as well. That's also good. Ooh, there we go. That's gotta be something good, right? I like it when these dialogues come up and then you see this wall of unable to do something. There was a major issue and oh my god, there's warning, this error, that, and then it works anyway, but all these things have happened and you think, should I be concerned here? Is skipped because it only contains invalid values. Should I be concerned about this? Did it work? Well, something's happening. That's good. Loving the organization here as well by Reallusion. Just chuck everything into one folder. It doesn't matter if it's a material, texture, skeleton, just put it all in one folder. Let the user figure it out. Yes. Oh, Unreal Engine has filters. Don't worry about it. Yes. No, that's good. But then you have folders with textures in it. Yeah, but we're gonna leave them empty because what? Ooh, there we go. It's not quite empty. Let's just chuck other textures in the top folder. Yes, do that. So otherwise people will know what to do with these things. Dr. Kevin, how's it going? This is good news. Can Dr. Kevin play the animation? Let's go and see with a little level sequence here. Cinematics. We're going to call this SQ Kevin test. And Kevin himself gets tracked here. And I think this goes into its own cinematics folder. And here we say, oh, there's a few of them. This could be it. It's sort of in here, but it doesn't work. Why is that then? So it certainly works here. That's good. That is his nervous idle animation, so that's definitely the one. Maybe we'll go and rename it so that we can actually call it something. Let's say Kevin, what was it called again? In here, it had a name, didn't it? It was called Look Around. Kevin look around. Perfect. So that in here, Kevin look around. Why? That's interesting. Let's drag in a new version of Kevin here. Yeah, that would be easier if we had only had one thing. Kevin blueprint. I don't think we need that. I think we just need the skeletal mesh, because the blueprint is only there if we wanted to have it. There we go. That's the spirit. So that works. Perfect. So Kevin can be played back. Let's do the same with the nurse. How do I do this again? There we go. Disable all screen messages and nothing comes back. It's all good about the text, just don't worry about it. Nurse Camila needs some hair. Let's use this because that's, you know, that kind of works. And then we'll send her over to iClone. I always forget which button that is. This one, I see. There we go. Perfect. We could have actually done some smoothing here on that top. Now that I'm thinking about it, let's do that while we're in such a good roll here. Let's go into just this kink here. That's just this dead giveaway that it wasn't really made for this character here. Just with a little smoothing magic here. Do you know, Leo, if there's a way to make the overlaid, what's it called here? The overlaid wireframe a little bit less dramatic, like just dim down the opacity a little bit? Because I find that gets in the way a little bit every once in a while. Or if we can just switch it off, just even temporarily, that would be kind of nice. I'd like that. That looks a little bit better. Okay, forget what we did here, iClone. Let's save that also as a project just in case. Nurse Camila, is she with one L? With one L, isn't she? So Camila, basically. Okay. Sent to iClone. Thank you, screw you. I really hate calling you that. Thank you for dropping by. I really dislike calling you that. It's just nice to see you. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. I'm glad you could use it. The crash course was actually a stream. I did this kind of impromptu, and the music was a little bit loud in the background, so apologies for that. I might record that again. with Genesis 9 in mind. There's so many cool things that you can do with animations in Daz Studio. I think last weekend or the weekend before, I think there was a duck. I wanted to make the duck swim on the pond, which I might still do at one point. And there were two poses that could infer movement to the duck, and it was really good to do that. I know, Jay is so rude. Jay tries not to be. There we go. Nurse Camilla is now idling around here. That's not bad. Maybe she needs to have something like an animated talking animation so that she's explaining something to the doctor and the doctor doesn't really care. That's the kind of that's what we're trying to do. Put this over here and see if we can find something like that. Still with the look around with the drink. Stand talk motion. I like that. Might be an older motion, but that might still be what we could use here. Stand and talk motion. Does it work on Nurse Camilla? I think that might be great. Explain that to the doctor. See if he cares. See if he understands even. And then we'll deal with facial animation another time. I think this looks good. I don't think she needs to have a... Is there a point at which the hands do anything nasty? Or any of the other body parts for that matter. I don't think there are. No, that'll work. Excellent. Thanks, Camilla. No, Nate. Wrong program. Wrong channel. Did I just close the thing again? I did, didn't I? Dang. There it is. So, transfer scene, include motion. That. Boom. Perfect. Was she called Camilla here as well? I just hope I'm going to find her in Unreal Engine. And also, you're more than welcome to leave off-topic comments in my chat anytime. It's totally fine. I'm totally okay with that. Did you see, speaking of, off-topic things, did you see that exciting new lo-fi bot that Julia has put onto our Discord server? Very cool, very exciting stuff. Now we can listen to lo-fi music any time of the day. And that is just so exciting. Stop stealing the ears off virgins. Yes, good point. Oh yeah, let's go look at command line window. That's going to be great. I haven't seen her for a while. I'm hoping she's okay. I guess our paths have not crossed. While this is doing that, can we do something else in here? I mean, possibly. Let's have the good doctor stand here and then the nurse in front of him. Yes, I would imagine that as well, yes. Yeah, when people are not around, I just assume they're busy because that's exactly what it's like for me. Sometimes I'm just so busy. Like this, error, call stack. Should we be concerned? Yeah, when I'm not around, that's usually because I'm busy or I'm too exhausted from being busy. And then I just, I don't have the energy to do anything other than just go sit in a chair and go stare at the ceiling or something. Uncontrolled changeless persistency file loaded. Ooh. Player start we don't actually need. No player required. Okay, that's that. Now, was that it? Is Camila here? Camila! All right, look at that. Another folder full of Camila stuff. Camila materials. And is that, oh no, there we go. There's more to come, more to come. No audio capture implementations found. Audio input will be silent. Okay? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Wrinkle anim blueprint retargeted to new skeleton, Camila skeleton. I like it. CC Lifelink V23, I love it. Yes, extra question, go right ahead. Notice that with my animations, characters give kind of puppet vibe, like there's a puppet master behind them moving them with threads. How do you get rid of that? Yeah, that is actually, that's difficult to do. So most of the motion, like the stuff that we have here with a good Dr. Kevin, and not looking at the outfit and all, this is essentially like a body motion, and if that looks a little bit too static, then that is usually because it's either hand animated, like hand keyframed, or it was made for a different character or for a different skeleton. And there's really not much you can do with that in Daz Studio other than just pick a different animation. So sometimes there's also another issue that within Daz Studio, if you have something that was a keyframe animation and you convert that to an ani block, then there is there's a small conversion issue that happens in that the ani blocks don't seem to interpolate the keyframes like the regular timeline did. So if you had something, let me go show you this actually, because it's something I've been trying to find a workaround for. So if we had, and I don't know if I've mentioned that in the animation crash course. I think I might not have. This is a keyframe animation now. Let me see if this is something that might relate to that. I'll just go with the sphere 0.3 here. And I'll go and make that sphere from here, set a keyframe. I set another keyframe here. And then in the middle, I'll set a keyframe where the sphere goes up, right, like this. And then as we move that, and we go, I think we can put this to loop, like this is looped already. Then it just goes and does this, and it's got this smooth motion to it. So they call this TCB in Daz Studio, or it's like logarithmic or cubic or something else in other applications. But basically what happens is it starts slow, it goes faster, and it finishes slow. So that's why it has this sort of soft rubber ball effect. But if you make it linear, it looks very different. And you can do that by interpolation linear. So if you do that, now it has this sort of, very abrupt up and down effect there. And something similar happens when you go and convert something to an ani block. So let me go and undo that and go back to the TCB version. So then it goes like this. It's got this smooth movement in there again. And if I go and duplicate that, I'll call this one here sphere TCB. And maybe I'll go and make a duplicate of that, and I'll call this one sphere linear. And in sphere linear, I'm going to go and do the same thing. I'll go and select the keyframes here, and then I'll go and set this to linear. And really what we also want to probably do, should have done, let's go and move this further away, like 50 is good. And then I have to do this 50 literally everywhere, here and there, just so that we see them side by side, you know. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. In which case, then that might be your answer, that you just change the keyframes to a different interpolation. So this is the side by side. So if you convert one of these to, like the first one, the TCB sphere, if you convert that to an anti-block, you have an issue. But it could well be that just changing the interpolation into TCB might already help you. It could also be, there's another thing that's possible, that if you bring in animations, you might see that they have a keyframe on every frame. Like I have nothing between 0 and 15 and nothing between 15 and 30. But sometimes when you bring in animations that are mocapped, they have literally one of these keyframes on every frame. And they're not always necessary. So you can always take some of these out and let Daz Studio interpolate. That might also lead to a smoother movement. It's less about the speeding up the anti-blocks, it's more about reusability. So imagine you animate an eye blink once and then you duplicate that into other figures and into other positions, or you have something like an animation that would recur time and time again. You could save it out as an anti-block and then just go and reutilize that. So it's less work doing non-linear animations that way. That's really the big advantage of anti-blocks. But yeah, this is what I would try to do on something that isn't quite smooth. Select all the keyframes, right click, and then set key interpolation to TCB and see if that works. And then the other one is, you know, remove some of the keyframes and let Daz Studio kind of interpolate. That might be better. Okay. You see, okay, yeah, maybe try TCB instead and see if that's better. It might not be, but it's at least it's something, you know, something to consider. Here in Unreal Engine, we have something similar with the, we don't have any keyframes right now. Here we have these things. So there's also linear, there's cubic, auto, and then there's other things. Constant is literally, there's no interpolation at all. It's from one value to another. It's like binary, Boolean on-off type thing. Okay, Nurse Camila comes to the front. Hello, Camila, how's it going? You tell the good doctor what you found out about patient X. She's smaller as well, that's cool. So let's see if this works. So Camila goes, we'll track you. And your animation was called this here, Camila Talk. Or explain or something like that. Camila Talk, perfect. Camila Talk's a little bit longer than our good doctor is willing to listen. That's cool. We can go and maybe repeat his animation. See how that goes. Oh, same thing as before. The Camila that we brought in does not react to the animation, which is weird. Let's bring in a new Camila. And then fix this reference here. Assign actor Camila. And now it's working. I don't really know why, but hey. This is great. Come on. Oh, Sculptor, I'm so glad you could catch me live. Glad to meet you. How you doing, buddy? Mocap with Daz Studio. It is a good question. I'm not sure actually. Usually how the way motion capture animations or how motion capture works is that you have a suit with sensors that captures it, but that doesn't usually hook in directly into applications. You always have middleware that will facilitate that. So like in the case of Rococo or Perception Neuron, you would have their proprietary, usually their proprietary software that talks to the suit, and then you have another piece of a profile that would then connect that software to your target software. Like in iClone, you have all these profiles you have to buy, and they're fairly expensive, but that is then how you exchange data between the middleware kind of proprietary client that records the mocap data and talks to something like Unreal Engine. Like they have a thing here called LiveLink, and that is their sort of, it's not really a plugin, but that's their functionality that talks to these external middleware pieces. So it's their API that external middlewares with a profile can then go and plug data directly into this. So I have this in iClone. I could go and have this live linked, this playback here from iClone, and I could go and live link that into Unreal Engine, and then I could record it there. But for Daz Studio, I don't think such stuff exists. I haven't heard of it. I know the Lalo products, what are they called again? This is the ones where you can use your iPhone and then record something that then appears inside of Daz Studio as a facial animation. So that's as close as it gets. But again, it relies on middleware to make that happen. That's as much as I know. I think the way they do it is that there is, in Daz Studio itself, there's a way that you can import BioVision files, a BVH, and that is a format that these middlewares often can export. So you would go and mocap that and then export as a BVH file, and then you import that into Daz Studio. And I think that works, but I haven't tried that. I think BVH is also something you can find on the internet, like pre-mocap data, and you can try to retarget that to the Genesis character. Yes, that's all I know about this. Yeah, there's that, and the Lalo product for facial animations. But I think if you're into that sort of thing, you probably want to look at different softwares for motion capture. I think Daz Studio is very limited in what it can do there, just because of the playback. Like look at this playback here, and then look at this playback. That's very fast, and then do that with a clothed 1 or 2 Genesis characters, and that's going to be tough for Daz Studio to handle. So yeah, it's not really made for that. Last question for Screw You. Sorry. Don't worry. You go ahead. That's what we're here for. It's all good. If, for example, my Genesis 8 has different kind of stuff on it, like morphs and hair, will the animation still apply to it if I save it to an AniBlock? It depends. You can track a particular portion of your projects. Like you can use, if you open other up here, if that's usually not enabled, but if you do enable that, then you see morphs here. Let's go and bring in a figure so I can show you that better. Maybe the def load guy here. Yeah, you can bake those independently. So you can have one that is just for the motion of a particular track. So you don't have to. That's the other beauty of AniBlocks. You can overlay things. So you can have a motion for the legs, and you can have a motion for the arms, and you can put those on separate AniBlocks, and then you can use the arm motion whenever you need and the leg motion whenever you need, but they don't necessarily have to happen together. So that's a cool way of doing that. So that's another benefit of AniBlocks. So here, if I go to properties, and then I have there's actor, and then I have, no, that's not it. There should be a morph track here as well. And I currently can't see it. I don't really know why. So it should be there, but alas, it is not. So you could then go and move a morph independently from leg and arm motion, for example, and they need to have 3 different anti-blocks, and you can go and stack them. That might be an advanced topic. I might go and get into that. Currently, I don't know why I don't see my morphs track here. That is bad. I've got tools, I've got actor, but I don't see my morphs. Oh no, there we are. They're all, those are the morphs, like the foot arch and stuff. Let me go and see if we find something on the head. Like head, let's say head. And I've got here the calypso, or cranium size, proportion, head and whatnot. If you don't enable this one here, other, then that whole section isn't displayed. So if you do want to animate morphs, make sure O is enabled here. Otherwise you don't see these things. That's what I was trying to say, sorry, in a roundabout kind of way. Hey, look, we're nearly done here, but this is good. So these guys can talk to one another. Let me see if I can quickly bring up that hospital scene, and then we're going to go and make these guys talk to one another in that scene, and I just have them in the background there. Let me go and do that. That should only be another 10-15 minutes, and then we're done here. I'm thinking. Okay, that's illusion content. We've got the hospital. There we go. Levels. Classroom demo. I have a feeling that probably started out as a as a different room. Oh, we've got soup. Yeah, a hospital kind of exists in no space here. Let me go and bring these walls down a little bit. This is really our hospital here. But it doesn't look fantastic, so let's go do some tidying up here. Like all these things, they might go into their own separate folder, hospital set. And then we'll separate all things like lighting, light source. We're going to go move that into lighting. And also go and save this as our own level, right? Hospital test. Foliage. I'm not sure we actually have foliage in here. Player start we don't need. Those are all things that pertain to lighting. Foliage. I don't think we have any foliage, so let's go get rid of that. All of these things, and those things are lighting, and I think everything else is just the hospital set. Boom, perfect. Okay, so then lighting, I think we're going to go and replace that with our ultra dynamic sky. And we don't need weather today. Blasphemous! I tell you, blasphemous. Your own folder. I say. Okay, this looks a little bit better, but most importantly, we can now go and make some changes here. So I think I'd like to retain the early morning atmosphere. Whoops. Maybe like 7 in the morning. But I also like for the sun to flood into the room. So let's grab the sundial and see if we can manually position the sun target. Ahaha. And now I can do things like that. Let's see when, oops, when the sun is moving. Sun target. There we go. Now we have a similar atmosphere with control. And the interior lighting here isn't great right now because all we get is the stuff coming in from the outside here. So I think we're going to have to do we have a post-process volume in here? I think we do. Somewhere. Do we? Post-process, well, no, we don't. Oh, interesting. So in here then, I think we can go and make the neon lights look more like neon lights. And then the lighting is going to look much better in here. Right. It's true, isn't it? You do notice this when once you start working with these things. You do notice what they do there. I've noticed also Mass Effect related that they had a real issue on one of the characters. So there was, I forgot which one that was, kind of a minor character. They had the wrong skin texture on them, or the UV mapping wasn't correct, so you'd see the eyelids kind of down here, and it was terrible to watch. This is like, it's really, really terrible. I don't know how they could make something like that happen. It's literally like using the wrong UV set on a figure. It was bad enough for us to notice it. So you're welcome, screw you, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. You're very welcome. Let me go and just add I'm going to emulate these neon lights here with rectangle lights. Perhaps less strong than this one. So they go down, and then I'll just move them to the ceiling here. And rectangular lights are kind of cool because they're a little bit they're cheaper to render than point lights because they don't emit in all directions, and you can't really scale them with the scale tool. But there are things, I'll put this in lighting as well here. There are things that you can do on the lighting section of that. So there's this source width and height value, and it kind of depends on how you have it that this does it. So that was not the right direction, but I think this here, 8, that is the right direction. And then at least it looks like it comes from this place here. But notice that the light quality actually hasn't changed at all. So 64 or 8. Currently it's just the graphic that is changing. And to make that happen, I think we also need to do something with the barn door angle. So the barn doors are so in the middle here we have this little rectangle, that's the actual light, and these flaps on the outside, those are the barn doors. And if I go and move those, you can see how that changes the quality of the light. That's kind of cool. So if I make this a bit longer here, maybe 100, then it's sort of in the right place. So barn door angle is one thing, but then you also have the barn door light. So let me go make this 16. That gives this cone of light here. But then you can make the length of the barn doors themselves longer or shorter, and that also changes the quality of the light. And this is now where you actually start seeing the difference between a rectangular slim light and one that is just square. So if I go back to to 100 and 100 here, then you'll see that the quality of the light definitely changes. So this only kicks in when you actually use the barn door option. And I think I might just go and do this. Oops, that was actually okay here. The barn door length, I'm just going to go make this really small, like maybe 2. You can use 0, then it doesn't affect that. But I really like this idea that it has a sort of fall off here. Bar door length like 2, like this. And then, because it's sort of a, what's it called? A neon light, and it's a hospital. Let's go and use temperature here, and then tone these down to 4,000, maybe 5,000 Kelvin, or 0 Kelvin. This is what 0 Kelvin actually looks like. Let's go. Let's do 4,000 or 4,500. Or 5,000. Let's do 5,000, and then. Because we're getting natural light in from the outside, which has a higher color temperature, and we're getting artificial light here, you can make the light color a little bit green. I mean, not most fluorescent lights these days, they don't really have that anymore. But if you wanted to create that sort of ugly-ish mixed color, very natural, then you can do that. And this is one light, so I don't know if this is now too strong by itself. It might be. Yeah, but this is kind of what a hospital light would look like, wouldn't it? But we'd have more of them. So you go and bring this. Over here, and then we have a couple more over here. Like this. There. And now we have a nicely lit hospital room here. Right? I'm thinking. Do you know, Sculptor, it is. I mean, you don't have to do game development. That's not what I'm doing either. I just think it's an awesome tool. You can see your 3D objects immediately. You have a lot of control over what you can do. You get this instant, immediate feedback. There's no crooked viewports and, you know, that sort of thing. It looks all pretty much as it'll come out. And then you can just use it as a render engine. That's kind of what I'm doing with it. When I go and bring in my guys here, my Camila and Dr. Kevin here, let's see where they are. I think I want to really reorganize this content here. I might do that next time in the proper project. So we're going to have Dr. Kevin here. I mean, the learning curve is certainly there, but it is just a beautiful tool to work with. It works very differently to some of the other programs that we're used to. But like things like this, that you can just click, select the character, and then use Control, and then use left and right mouse button to manipulate these guys. So Q is the manipulator goes away, then W, E, and R is like in Maya, basically, like how to bring them in, and then Control left click makes it move like this arrow, so you don't have to click this. You can, but you can also just do that, you know, and that just makes it very, very easy to move these guys in place. Or Control and right click does this. Control left and right click does this. That's nice. End key brings them down to the ground, or, you know, not like in our case. And then same with the rotation. So you can rotate these guys without having to go and click this manipulator. I really miss that in applications that don't have this functionality. So I'm going to call the level sequence. So this is another weird thing in Unreal Engine, that there's no timeline by default. Like in Blender, there's always a timeline. Sometimes you close it, or Daz Studio, there's always a timeline. In in Unreal Engine, you don't have that. So you have to create a level sequence for that. But then you can create multiple level sequences that do other things. So you can have one sequence that would talk to another and then play back another sequence. That's a little bit like, but it makes things, it abstracts things, and means you can animate things once and then just cue it when you need it. I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to use one And I'm going to call this hospital. And then this opens that up. It also puts this object right in here. And you also save it in a folder, so that this is now that object that this scene references. And in here, I can go and select my people, go and say track, and then Camila and Kevin are both tracked here. And then you attach that animation here, like Camila is now talking. And then Dr. Kevin is now looking around, bored as he is. Also, personal space, Doctor. Just move Camila further away a little bit. Just making sure she's not auto keyframing now, because otherwise all these things that I'm doing here. You can also record those keyframes then. And then loop animations also, that's possible too. So like if we wanted to have that running longer, then you can go and just extend that, and then wherever this little bar is here, we see that there's a loop. So maybe this loop well. Maybe. Perfect. Now we have the nurse and the doctor. Ah, she's doing this with her foot, so that's uncool. So we'd have to correct that. I think this is something we can correct in iClone, that when she does this, we can do that actually. We can send the animation over again and just correct that that part of the foot so that that doesn't happen, that she just does this. We can do that. And he's looking, when she's going to stop talking. I love it. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. We have her in here still. Maybe we'll go bring in a floor. That's set. What's prop? Prop. Floor. Maybe the asphalt floor. Yeah, we see this on both feet. See if I can remember how to do that. So that actually starts at the beginning already, doesn't it? Okay. Modify and edit motion layer, I think, and then is it that we want to bend? I think so. Oh, that's the wrong foot. For as long as, so I suppose here we don't need it anymore. Oh, and I've done fatal mistake. I've not used the body part, so I should have done that. So body part, like this from here to here, and then here we're already resetting that. So now she does this. And then it's the other foot. So right here we need to have do that. And then we go sort of here, where I suppose we don't want that to happen. Then we hold that, and then eventually you're gonna do that. So we want to, here we don't want that to be there anymore. But we still want that to be there until sort of here. So that'll work. And then we do that again here. So again, like here and here, so I'll do this twice. Like here, we'll do that. That we can actually leave here. And then here, we're gonna, here, we want you to do that more, but not until sort of here. And then just wiggle that a little to set a key, and then here we want that to be reset. And then that's good. How about the other foot? Oops. I think I may have just screwed up my last keyframe here. Yeah, sorry, there, here. Yeah, it's actually less noticeable on this foot, so I think we're gonna be okay with that foot. And we can always, oops, do that here. And just leave that there. I think that's going to be fine. Well, so now I'm hoping we can just go and resend this over as a corrected animation. Can we? I mean, can we? Plug in Unreal Live Link. Yes. Transfer. Just the motion. Just the character motion from here to there. I like it. Boom. Let's see how it goes. That should be significantly faster than transferring the whole character. And then once we're done with that, I think we're done for good for today. So maybe then, unless I have some other urgent 3D work that I need to prep and check out and try, tomorrow we can maybe have a look at Tomb Raider. I don't think I've ever had the PlayStation up and running on this new setup, so let's see. That might be good. That might be a good little test. And then it's half an hour to Mr. Chris time, which is great. That is very cool. Yes, Sculptor, look into Unreal Engine. It doesn't cost anything, and when you first look at it, it's scary and it looks like it's all over your head. Not the case. Stick with it. You can you get there. You get there. I've just discovered this guy called what's his name again? Peter Haynes. And he makes the AFK web series, and that was all done in Unreal Engine. And he's made a few other animation projects since then. And what I found impressive is he's using the same pipeline here. So without Daz Studio, so it's Relusion, Character Creator, iClone, and then into Unreal Engine. And the quality of his projects is insane. And he had only been doing it for 3 months before he released short movie that he received an Epic Mega Grant for the production of it, which was called Cheng Beng, I think. Camila Talk, is this the one? Is 7 Doesn't do. Yes, that's the one. This here, Camila Talk V2, the corrected version. So this, I think we can just go and change that out from Camila Talk to Camila Talk V2, and then anything I've done to the previous animation should still work without there now being. There we go. Now we've got our feet looking proper. So that's the kind of thing I really like, that you just make a change in one program, and then these are the kind of animation tools that I currently don't see in Unreal Engine. I mean, they have something like that for characters, and it's called Control Rig, but man, is it inconvenient and difficult to understand. So yes, they have. Yes, they have. So in that respect, in that respect, it's essentially Fortnite is the showcase for the Unreal Engine, and it is also the thing that makes them money, which is weird and also very wonderful and very cool. There we go. Now we've got people in, and check this out, Sculptor. This is exciting. So I can set my own sort of preview camera. So we don't have any cameras in our project right now, but I can say Control 1, and then this position is locked in as a camera. I can move my viewport around to something like this, and I'll say Control 2, and then I'll have one more, maybe, whoops, from the back here, Control 3, and you have maybe one from here, Control 4, and then every time you set that, you now go back to 1 and 2 and 3. You can live camera switch between them, which is insane. Just for the preview purpose of seeing, does my animation actually work, or is this where I need the cameras to be, or where do I need to cut? What else needs to be adjusted here? It is so cool, I tell you. So yeah, doing this sort of override an animation quickly, that isn't something you can do easily in Unreal Engine unless you use the control rig. That's their way of making that happen. This is nice. I'm liking this already. So our guy, our dying man, he's here. This is where we see him, and then the actors. It's like a 2D plate that plays here, with shot against green screen, and we need to see something like this in the background, and that will work just fine. I think this is going to be good. Hey, I'm thrilled that this has worked out, and I'm really glad that you were here to witness me doing all this. I appreciate that greatly. It's nice. We can now go and see Dr. Kevin and Nurse Camila argue the life out of this. And maybe also in the future, I'd love to have a look at how to do the facial animations and how to puppet them. It's because it's just very, very cool. It's just very, very cool to do this. So thank you so much for being here. This was great. I might render this out as a little test animation because I think this is just so exciting. Just being able to do this live, within 2 hours, we've sent the characters over, animated them. We have them now in Unreal Engine ready to rock. And if we wanted to add some facial animations and lip sync animation, we can do that. Daz clothing also, very exciting stuff. I gotta say. I'm excited. My friends, thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful rest of Saturday. Maybe I see you over at the Chris's place. I don't know if I'm going to make it tonight, but yeah, Chris is streaming certainly at 8 o'clock Saturday Night Social. You can join him as on a voice chat in his through his Discord and chat about art. Share what you've been making, and I will see you tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care. Bye-bye.